Television Network reports.
He's a British Muslim extradited to the US on terrorism charges. Talha Ahsan's pleaded guilty in a plea bargain, but has always said he's innocent. In July, after serving 8 years in detention, he was released by a US court. Now, a month on, his family say he's still not home. Divya Talwar reports.
So we've got these cards actually from, because Talha had quite a multi-faith support group. So this is from a Sikh person who used to write to him in prison. He says he can't explain the joy he had when he heard.
Dozens of cards are displayed on a bookshelf in the living room of the South London home Talha Ahsan grew up in. His brother Hamza has been keeping all of the post he's been sent. How many cards and letters like this have you received since he was sentenced last month?
Received hundreds of messages from as far as field as Australia, Malaysia, Egypt.
Talha Ahsan was extradited to the US in 2012 on terror charges after being held for 6 years in prisons in the UK without being charged. US prosecutors accused him of helping British co-defendant Babar Ahmed, who ran a pro-jihad website from London which used a US server. Prosecutors said it provided material supporting terrorism. Talha Ahsan's extradition 2 years ago was the last time his mother, Farida, saw him.
The last time before they took him away, and it was the first time I saw my son to cry, because last few years when he used to visit him in prison, he gave us encouragement word,
Talha Ahsan, a poet with Asperger's, a form of autism, was held in a supermax prison in the US for 2 years. Last year, he entered a plea bargain with the US government and admitted providing material support to terrorism. A judge sentenced him to time already served, which means he's now free.
Despite being a free man, he was led away in handcuffs in an orange Guantanamo Bay type jumpsuit, and he's been kept in immigration custody for weeks in prison still, and we don't know what's happening, and we don't know how he is.
Now, the family maintains Talha's innocence, but he pleaded guilty in a plea bargain last year to providing material support to terrorism.
Yeah.
If he was innocent, would he not have pleaded not guilty?
Talha did initially plead innocent, and then the prosecutors offered him a plea bargain deal, which is what 97% of people do in US federal cases, and all the extradition families, because they want to be reunited with their families. They want to end the anguish of their elderly parents. But there's nothing in Talha's case which would amount to criminal charge, because he was always present in the UK, and the UK authorities never charged him with anything.
Either way, when he comes home, he's going to have this conviction hanging over him. Yeah. Is that a concern to the family?
Yes, there will be some sort of stigma and isolation. Thankfully, there's enough diversity of supporters to sustain him through it.
The Foreign Office said it was aware of a British national in US detention, but couldn't tell us when Talha Ahsan would arrive back in the UK. Farida says it's a difficult wait for the family.
I'm anxious until I see my son. I'm still waiting very anxiously.